Okay, good afternoon everyone. It is another day for us mga business people, and it is my pleasure ngayong hapon po na ito. We have a very special guest, and he's one of my mentor in business, and specifically in the area of franchising. Isa po siya sa nagturo sa akin on how to do franchising, how to find the right people in the franchising business, and to put together yung mga kailangan when it comes to franchising a business. He is an international speaker po siya. International speaker po siya sa uh, galing po siya sa UK, and ngayon po makakasama po siya natin ngayong hapong ito. And ipapakilala ko po siya sa mga susunod na minuto after po nitong ating video na to. Okay? So, see you later, and uh, abangan nyo po siya. Okay? Very special guest po. See you after this video. All right, again, welcome po sa ating live coaching session, and kagaya po na nabanggit ko kanina, we have a very special guest, okay? He owns several restaurants, hindi po dito sa Pilipinas, but in the UK po, okay, in the United Kingdom, and he is an international franchise consultant and speaker. Pumupunta po siya sa iba-ibang mga franchise conference, minsan po sa Malaysia, sa Dubai, sa Istanbul, okay? So, in different franchise conferences po, pumupunta po siya, and siya po yung nag-i-speak. Also, he represents major brands from different countries dun po sa mga franchise conferences, and he helps brands find presence in the international market. So, kung gusto nyo po na makilala yung brand nyo sa international market, siya po yung gumagawa niyan. And of course, he's my mentor in terms of franchising and a very good friend. Okay, let's all welcome, okay, Mr. Adly Gamgoum. Okay, hi Adly, how are you doing?
Very well, and thank you very much for bringing me in your interview.
Yeah, thank you so much for giving us your time. I know you have a lot of things to do in there in UK, but you gave us the time. Thank you so much in a very short notice.
No problem. Believe it or not, in the pandemic, we have more to do to prepare to reopen than what we had when we opened.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, Adley, I mentioned in your introduction that we've been together in some of the franchise shows that we're doing before this pandemic hit the whole world. Can you tell us what you've been doing before this pandemic hits? What were the things that you're doing in terms of your own business, and also in terms of other people's business in franchising?
Sure. I specialize, as you know, in franchising since 1995. I started my franchising world as a franchisee, went on to franchisor, master franchisor, and then I became an international speaker. And since I hit the 60s 4 years ago, I decided to actually mentor people and develop skills and help people to uh, start their own brand, and sometimes to help people to buy their own franchise from established brands around the world. We together, me and you, we have met in many occasions around the world, in Istanbul, in Dubai, in Malaysia, and of course the Philippines. We made various shows, and as you can see, it's just it's lovely to meet people and lovely to help people.
Okay. Thank you so much for that introduction of what you've been doing. So now that because many of the businesses even here in Philippines, and I'm sure many businesses around the world were affected after the hit of the pandemic, and it's really sad of what's happening in different stories. Many people or many businesses went down, but in your case, Adli, during the time that you're running restaurants when the pandemic hit, what are the things that you did that helped you cope up with with the situation?
Well, to be honest, Jay, the in desperate measures, you have to take
Yeah.
desperate steps. You have to change with how things going. So
Hmm.
my business from a luxury Turkish cuisine restaurants, average spend of £40 or £45 is still in a head. It transformed within 3 months to a home delivery
Wow.
product that is gone down to £7 and £8 per person for a
Wow.
sandwich or a wrap or so on. If I
Yeah.
haven't taken that step, I would have definitely gone bankrupt and
Yeah.
followed the others. So in the UK, and I believe it's in Europe, we I've been doing it since 1990 without knowing. We now branded ghost kitchens. So
Ghost
two
kitchen.
brands on that:
Okay.
a ghost kitchen or a dark kitchen, and that is exactly the kitchen that used to cater for hundreds of people coming through to the restaurant. They now catering for a carrier bag and a driver to take it to their
Yeah.
houses. So
So it's been effective since that time. You've been doing
it
that all
is.
along.
That's right. So I had, the kitchen cost me like £30,000 worth of equipment,
Wow.
and the restaurant cost over 120,000 worth of decoration that I'm not using. So,
It's such a
but
waste for now. Yeah.
you really have to think smart and be a step ahead and do what other people do and change your
Yeah.
style of service. Waiting for things to happen, it doesn't help. You have to
Yeah.
go for it.
So with what happened, Adley, what do you think is the most important skill, if I may say, that a business person should have during times like this?
Flexibility, and
Yeah,
you have to
flexibility.
focus on what you do. uh, Put your pride aside. Is no more
Yeah,
pride. It is roll your sleeves and get to work, otherwise you'll just end up staying at home
yeah.
playing ping pong with the kids.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, so we've talked about this offline before we went live, but I'd like you to share for the knowledge of our viewers right now. What was the government's actions uh, after this all this craziness hit everyone? So what was the action of the government when it comes to saving businesses from going into bankruptcy?
In
So,
the
what
UK,
can you
you're
share about
talking
that?
about?
Yeah, yeah.
In the
What
UK,
happened to you?
definitely something to be proud of. In the UK, the government stepped in quite heavily. It provided the two channels. One, which is grants not to be paid back. They
Wow,
awarded every business throughout the year, following it and reviewing it every 2 to 3 months. And those grants was absolutely fantastic help,
wow,
and
amazing.
it's been awarded to the business subject to the size of the business and subject to how much business rates they pay to the local council. Uh,
Wow,
that is one channel. The other
amazing.
channel, that they forced the banks, the high street banks, and even the internet based banks to provide loan to any businesses up to 25% of their annual turnover if they
Wow.
can prove their turnover. And if it's a business that is just been established for 8 months or a year or so, not to be missed out, they offer them loans maximum of 50,000, subject to the forecasted business that they done the previous 3 months
Wow.
or 4 months.
So,
Uh, those loans, to help the bank to offer it smoothly, the government backed it up by paying it off on behalf of the borrowers if
wow.
the borrower gone through to bankruptcy or not able to pay it back.
Wow.
And
So the government became like a guarantor for the borrower.
absolutely,
Wow.
absolutely, absolutely.
Amazing system.
Absolutely amazing. It's 100% guarantor. So the lender was encouraged to guarantee the loan to the borrowers, and it was simple two-page applications. It helped, and
Yeah.
furthermore, to save high unemployment, they
Mm-hmm.
offered the staff, the employees, 80% of their annual income paid monthly through the employers and the HMRC, the Her Royal Highness tax
Amazing.
system, that they pay in 80% of your wages. So if you were earning £1,000 still in a month, you get £800
Wow.
through your employer, to guarantee that you're sitting at home waiting for your employer to restart again. And
So
I think that is marvelous.
so even though the employees are not going to work because of the shutdown of restaurants, they are still paid. Is
The
that right?
government is still paying 80%
Amazing.
to them.
Wow. Wow,
Yeah,
what an incredible support from your government.
absolutely.
What is the next time of flight going from Philippines to UK? Because I think I would like to migrate from
You're more
Philippines
than
here.
welcome. The immigration rules is quite strict in here, but if
Yeah.
anybody who's lucky enough to be awarded a visit visa, the if you land here at the moment, if you haven't had the two vaccinations, you will be accommodated in a local hotel by the airport for 14
Wow.
days at your own cost. So you have to be a rich
Wow.
man.
Yeah, UK.
Yeah.
So I need to stay maybe in London, London area.
You have
So
to stay
I
near
need
the
to have
airport where
a
he
half a
landed.
million
That's
pound.
right. That's right. Not exactly, but yes, it totals up to a bit of money,
Yeah.
and plus, I don't advise you to come at the moment because you cannot tour around very
Yeah.
much and you can't enjoy England.
Yeah. But I'm not I would like I'm not gonna go there just to for tour. I'd like to start a business and restaurant and maybe live
That
there.
the opportunities is huge. Retail is suffering badly, so more and more retail shops closing,
Yeah.
and more beauticians and nail parlors and restaurants and cafes are opening up.
Yeah. So yeah, you mentioned about the vaccine, okay,
Yeah,
Adley. So how is the government handling the vaccination of the citizen? Just for the information of maybe we have government officials who are listening right
sure,
now. So
sure.
can you share us how the government is handling the vaccination of the citizen in UK?
One of the fantastic things happened in the UK, that everybody chipped in to
Mm,
offer something or another. So first of
wow.
all the gyms and the swimming pool and the county courts that are all closed. So they opened the doors to the national health to set themselves up bases for
Mm-hmm.
vaccination. Now, I am for one. They took the ages from the 90 years of age to 80 years of age, gone down to
Mm-hmm.
70 to 60 years of age, and they basically use the gyms and industrial estates, car parks, and they give us the vaccination with 21 days, I think, or 6 weeks difference between vaccination one and vaccination two.
So you
Uh,
had already two vaccinations. You
I've already
yourself.
had one, and my second one is in May.
Ah, all right. That's good. That's good.
So, funny enough, I am for one that when I attended for my vaccination, I was very surprised that the person who vaccinated me, he was a university lecturer that
Mm-hmm.
he volunteered to be
Mm-hmm.
trained to give vaccination to help the
Wow.
public. This is
Wow,
how
that's
amazing
amazing.
the country
Yeah.
is. So
Yeah.
volunteers are coming right, left, and center. There
Wow.
is food being delivered to elderly people. University graduates, the university lecturers and teachers are offering their help
Mm-hmm.
in anywhere they can.
Yeah. So with that, how is the public's response? In the government's directions and guidelines, are you uh, are you following the rules strictly, or are you a little bit uh, rebellious
Yeah.
when it comes to the direction of the government?
Till my first vaccination, and I've been quite selfish, I was very strict. I was very strict till my first vaccination, and when I was vaccinated, I just took my mask off. I still have it in my pocket. I use it in public places, but not as often in the street as I was before. So public generally are very supportive.
Wow.
The council officers and the police officers are in the streets to stop gatherings. So there is no chance to misbehave.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. So let's go back to your insight in business. Uh, what do you think will happen after this pandemic when it comes to retail stores and worldwide uh, franchising world? I mean, what would be the effect of this when it comes to, because you've been in franchising for a very long time,
I
but
have.
now it became a little bit different when it comes to approach.
Yeah.
So, what would be the difference between the time before the pandemic and now after the pandemic?
Now, Jade, to be absolutely honest with you, nobody knows what is the
Yeah,
after is going to look like. We
yeah,
don't know how normal is
that's
normal.
right.
So basically, 90% of the industries is now gone to online. The public has gone too lazy.
Yeah,
They order everything, even the ones who wasn't user friendly to internet and online. They are now learned, and I'm one of them. I was
yeah,
against, and I now learned a little bit how to use online. So the franchising, I really have to change my skills a little
yeah.
bit. Luckily, I'm one of the fortunate people that have always been involved in food and beverage.
Hmm.
So, as much as food and beverage are mainly online now, but people are so fed up of staying at home. They need to go
Yeah,
to restaurant. They
yeah,
need to go to cafes, dessert parlors, and so on. So
yeah,
my message is clear: do not give up. People
yeah,
want to go to the streets. We should open more doors for them.
yeah,
uh, when it comes to food and beverage, when the nightclubs open and the events take place and the pubs reopens, we all going to be happy people again
yeah,
when it comes to food and beverage. If
yeah,
it comes to retail, I think the big chains are suffering badly, and the big chains will shut doors, and the small retailers offering something individual and maybe international products
yeah,
different than what we used to, it might takes place.
yeah.
And funny enough, here in the UK, we always been proactive, and I've noticed already with the closure of big chains like Debenhams and Topman and Topshop,
Hmm.
the massive size of warehouses exceeding 35 to 40,000 square feet.
Yeah.
They now been taken over by leisure companies like
Wow.
Activity World. They have bouncy castles. They
Yeah,
have not a gym, but it's activity.
Yeah.
sports activities like what do you call them, the karting, the jumping nets, the arrow mount climbing. So they call the activity world, and they're now opening inside malls to attract people in.
Yeah, that's right. Amazing. You really don't know what will happen in the business world, right? We
No,
are all caught by surprise by this. Yeah. Uh,
I
w-
am personally moved on slightly from franchising to distribution, because
yeah.
I found my route. It's gone to distribution rather than
Yeah.
franchising, and I already introduced some products from Turkey to the Middle East,
Hmm.
and I am trying to find new ways to learn. And I
Yeah.
give it another 12 months, and I'll be 65 and happy days. I leave it all to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Amazing. I really am honored to be with you for, I think, 3 times here in Philippines, right? You've
uh,
been coming back here
three
for, I
three
think, three,
times
3 or 4 times.
successfully with three brands we introduced in the
Yeah.
Philippines,
Yeah.
and a show in Malaysia. I
Yeah.
think, and
And
I'd
also
love
in
to come
Dubai.
back
We went to Dubai
with Dubai
one
as
time.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
I
So,
presented Filipino brands in Istanbul with
yeah.
your help over the
Yeah.
years, and I think the Philippine is up and coming, and I think
Hmm.
I will be very happy to visit again when they
Yeah.
allow it, to come and see people and see if I can establish a couple of more conferences to
Yeah.
help and support people before I retire.
Yeah, we can absolutely do that. All right. So
Excellent.
again, Adley, it's my pleasure and honor to be with you this time, and
My pleasure
thank you
too.
for sharing your insights in what's happening in your business in the UK and even in the upcoming days when it comes to franchising. Thank you so much
I'm
for
always here
being
for
with
you,
us,
Jay. Thank you
and
for your time and inviting me in.
yeah,
Thank
and
you.
maybe another time we would like to hear more detailed, maybe with regards to franchising and how to
Anytime.
develop a business. And
Anytime.
we'll see you next time, Adley. Thank you so
Anytime.
much.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so much.
much. Bye bye.
Thank you. All right. We've heard it from Mr. Adly Gamgoum. He is an international franchise expert, and ngayon po i-share niya yung mga nangyayari ngayon sa UK when it comes to business, when it comes to vaccination, when it comes to their government, okay? And how we can cope dito sa challenging time na na-experience natin ngayon. Okay? So, sa mga nakinig po, maraming salamat po sa inyo, and magkita-kita po ulit tayo sa susunod po na live session po natin, and nandito po tayo para matuto po ng sama-sama when it comes to running and managing your business. Again, this is JD Rosales, and maraming salamat po. Have a wonderful day and God bless you.